And sorry about that, but we are here live from the virtual Texas Motor Speedway as we get set to see who will advance to the round of 12 here in the High Slide Thursday Night Truck Series League. Hello, everyone. My name is Taylor Burris alongside Sheldon Atkins and our producer, Austin Derbyshire. And Sheldon, we're deep in the heart of Texas, just outside of Dallas in Fort Worth, Texas, here at the Texas Motor Speedway. Walk us through a little bit of some of the excitement we shall see here tonight.
Well, not everybody's favorite track in real life since we got the reconfig. They went and, flattened out turns 1 and 2, left 3 and 4 how they were, as well as dumping a whole bunch of new pavement on it. I haven't got a whole lot of experience with this place, man, but the few times that I have been here, it feels pretty fun. Not a whole lot of, crazy challenge compared to some of the places we go, but at the same time, you still got a little bit of that Texas characteristic, that little bit of looseness coming out of turn 4. But now, you treat 1 and 2 like 3 and 4 at Kentucky, so it's kind of weird. It's an oddball track.
It really is, and it's going to provide a little bit of different scenarios for these NASCAR trucks that are about to take flight here for about 100 laps or so around the circuit, and they got to be able to strategize and find the different grooves here. As the drivers are currently underway with their warm-ups, we'll go ahead and give you a quick idea of who our picks are. For me, I'm going to go with the driver who's deep in the points. He's looking to advance if he survives tonight. That's going to be the 21 of Levi McCarty. Sheldon, who are one of the drivers you're looking at tonight?
Well, I got to go with the man that has spent more time in second place this season than any other. I got to go with our buddy Jordan Probst. Always fast, week in and week out. I think this week he might be able to get it done.
And, of course, our producer, Darby, will pick the 52 of Kevin Dyke as his pick for tonight's racing action under the lights here at the Texas Motor Speedway. There you see the big hoss right there, the big viewing screen for everyone to take a look when you're here live at Texas Motor Speedway. I do got to say, even though the track itself is a little bit wonky for some of our liking, and, of course, we're going to see how they will try to see if they can fix it, the actual facility itself is one of phenomenal work that the Smith family and the tech owners at Texas Motor Speedway have done a great job of, and we are getting ready to go racing here. It is nighttime. It's the right time here on Thursday night. Let's give you your starting lineup. On the pole position with a 29.828 is none other than Joseph Ghazi in that 88 high slide custom machine. Alongside him will be Kevin Dyke in the 52. Row number 2 will see is Levi McCarty and Jordan Probst in that position. Rounding out your top 5 is Jacob Denson and Derek Grisby in the 6th position. Charlie Harcum and Andrew Chapman will be in row 4. Rounding out your top 10, Andrew Pendergrass and Joshua Lucas.
In low place, we're going to have Jason Miz, followed by James Kerr in 12th. 13th is going to be Jordan Berry with Austin Pendergrass in 14th. 15th is going to be Anthony McPherson. And 16th is going to be Dylan Collins. Then rounding out the 17 truck field tonight is going to be Timothy Pendergrass.
And with that, field is now just currently setting themselves up here. Of course, the NASCAR Truck Series 2025 schedule was released today, and of course, we will make a return to the Texas Motor Speedway later on in 2025. A couple of new additions as well. Of course, a lot of people excited to see the NASCAR trucks return to the Rock and then make their debut at Lime Rock Park later on in 2025. So it's some exciting things, a lot of cool things happening for both the NASCAR Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup Series. Currently, the weather outside here in Texas, I got to say, it's a lot cooler than it is probably right now, but it's 87 degrees air temperature, 87 degrees track temperature. It's going to get a little hot and slick, but also as the night progresses through this race, that temperature is going to drop just a little bit, not much here in Texas, but it's going to also be where that track will start to grip up a little bit more for the drivers' liking, and hopefully we can see some flying pace speeds here at Texas.
Oh, look at that. We got meteorology with Burris tonight. Let's go.
Well, we try to have a little fun with our meteorology and weather reports.
Man, you were talking about the Rock coming back in Lime Rock Park, coming to the Truck Series. Man, I'm excited for both. I've missed the Rockingham. I've missed Rockingham for years, and I've always thought Lime Rock would put on a great show in anything in the NASCAR Touring Division.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting here tonight. And, of course, the stages for tonight's races are on lap 20 and on lap 60. There will be no cautions at the end of those stages, so we will see them continuing racing on even after the stages are. Points will still be given out, and we'll try to give you that information as we progress. But with that, Fred, the pace car driver, makes the hard left turn down onto pit road. Barney the Flagman has the green flag ready to go as they enter the restart zone, and away we go for 129 laps here in the Lone Star State across 2x2 as they make the run over into turn 1. Causey and, of course, the driver of Kevin Dick have pulled away from the competition.
Causey eking out a nice little advantage here at the start already. Still got a mirror full of Kevin Dick, though, but just pulling him down the back straightaway. Expect a little bit more of a run out of that 52 machine coming through 1 and 2, but kind of stalled out as soon as he got to him.
Yeah, everyone's now trying to just work their way through, find their zone, get themselves settled in. A couple of drivers had a little bit of trouble trying to find their way around. One driver was, of course, the number 5 machine, a little further back, that being the driver of Austin Pendergrass. Actually, not Austin, that was the driver ahead of him, Jordan Berry, who had a little bit of a loose situation. He's able to gather it back up and continue on his way. Same thing with Derek Grisby. He was almost sideways in the middle of turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, these cold tires will bite you very fast in the trucks, especially since the updates. And especially here in Texas, man, you got no banking to lean on in 1 and 2. Like, it used to be you'd go in there and the track was just stacked up. You could do whatever you wanted in 1 and 2 here on the restarts. Now that since we've gotten it flattened out, you've got to come down to a snail's pace. And if you charge it too much, it's either going to go straight track or come around on you. It just makes up its mind which it's going to do at the last second.
And yet also, Sheldon, if you think about it, here at Racing at Texas, you feel like you can go up the track a little bit to carry more speed in the middle of turn 1 and 2, but that's really not the best case scenario, especially this early on in the stage. You want to try to hug that white line as much as possible in both corners to get as much speed to carry through onto these straightaways here as we watch this battle a little further back with the 32 of Joshua Lucas. This is the battle for P8 right now. Lucas in that orange and white 32 having a battle with James Kerr in the 75 around the outside as they close down on Andrew Chapman up ahead.
Yeah, watch. Oh, a little bit of contact down the back straightaway, but watch. Look, you think you're going to get a huge run up top there and come down, and I mean, you see that Lucas is about blowing his doors off coming here into 3 and 4. As Lucas gets loose in the center of 3 and 4 on the nose of, I want to say, oh man, my eyes are jumping, Barry.
Yeah, Jordan Berry, a couple of other drivers, the 32 machine of Joshua Lucas nearly lost it coming off of turn number 4 along with Jordan Berry as contact. The 75 is going to drift it around, saves the truck. Beautiful drive right there by James Kerr. He's going to lose all those positions, though, but everyone's got to just realize we still have 15 laps before we get to the end of stage 1. Try to keep yourselves under control a little bit. You don't want to push the envelope too much. But these tires are absolutely frustrated to try to find that grip this early on in the stage. We take a look at the replay. You ride on board with the driver of James Kerr, and there you see he is full on turning it the other way to save that truck.
Not many people can be dead sideways through 1 and 2 here at Texas and still live to tell about it. That was an impressive save.
Absolutely great drive indeed. Meanwhile, back at the front of the field, Joseph Causey holds strong. Here comes Jacob Denson as well as Jordan Probst, who are closing in on this battle. So we're about to have a 4-car breakaway for the race lead. Kevin Dick right there in the mix in the 52, trying to keep strong.
Yeah, Kevin Dick doing what he's been doing all year. Really good on tire saving. Starts to catch back up here in the middle section of the run. Looking pretty strong right now. No, it's early. But he is hounding Causey as they dive it down into turn 3.
He is really putting the pressure on as they work their way through the middle of the corner. So far, everyone's just trying to work their way around, find their groove. Here they go side by side for position. That, of course, being the number 5 of Derek Grisby and Jason Miz battling for that 9th spot. So really good run for them as they work through the middle of the corner. Grisby trying to hold strong, but the Miz holds strong on the outside to keep that momentum, and he will maintain the 9th position.
Yeah, that's going to be the tale of the night, too, man. People going down into turn 1 on the bottom, trying to pass somebody. The guy on the outside defending on the top. I mean, it's pretty much textbook here on iRacing, but this is one of those tracks where it's really painful, and you're going to see a lot of guys get pretty short on their tempers after a little while of dealing with it.
Field works their way around as we watch. Here is the 91 of Jordan. He's thinking about going around the outside lane. Can't quite make it work. He's going to stay tucked up behind Jacob Denson for the moment. I think it's safe to say your top 4, they're just wanting to log laps here. See how their tires wear off in this first stage of the race. Fuel runs should be about 45 to 50, so they could go past stage 1, but they'll have to pit before at least stage 2 or right as soon as stage 2 is completed.
Oh, a little bit of movement. Denson looking low on the inside in 1 and 2 on Kevin Dick. honestly, Denson, this is probably the run of the season for him right now. You know, he's been decent, but hasn't really had top 5 pace. Here he is right now, nestled in 3rd spot early, putting a fight to some of the best in the series at the moment.
Field works their way through as we see Jacob Denson currently. He set his fastest lap a while back. He's currently about 0.6 off the pace since his fastest lap, but he's still staying within contention of his competition. In fact, out of the top 4, he set the 2nd fastest lap. Of course, Joseph Kazi setting the fastest lap last time by, but he's actually one of the top 2 fastest drivers on track setting fast laps here. Both him and Probst setting those early on in the race. 11 laps on the board. We're only 10 away from stage number 1 here tonight, and they're already trying to find out who will come home with the stage victory.
Kevin Dick not giving Kazi a moment to breathe right now. Still all over him as they come out of turn 2, and Denson all over the back of him. I think he's trying to look low coming into 3. Thinks better of it, though. It's crazy how much speed they can carry to 3 and 4 since they left it the same, man. Little slide out of 4 for Dick.
Yeah, a little bit of a slide right there, but he's able to gather it back up here. And then the 25 machine of Andrew Chapman, he's got a little bit of a barreling down of drivers coming on to him. The 32 machine of Joshua Lucas and the Miz, Jason Miz. Now, he's wanting to move up a couple of spots as he is on the move up through the field after starting outside the top 10.
Don't settle in right behind Lucas right now, though. Everything kind of taming down out here now.
Yeah, keeping an eye on the competition here as they work their way through a little further back. That's the 18 of Jordan Berry and Levi McCarty. That's the battle for P12 at the moment. McCarty tries to go around the outside in his Ford F-150. You're right on board with him. The Fairfield Auto Group Ford. Nice little throwback paint scheme, I have to say, to Jeff Burton back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, that's been one of the hottest looking trucks in the series all year.
It really has.
Something about those lightning bolts, man. I don't know if it's, you know, the fact that I was a Burton fan growing up or a Pantera fan or what, man, but always a soft spot in my heart.
Absolutely. There you see the flames sparking off to the exhaust ports of this Ford F-150 as he rockets his way off a turn number 2 and now tries to stay within the striking distance of Jordan Berry as Austin Pendergrass gets around James Kerr for the 15th spot as everyone's kind of just single file for the moment, not wanting to push the envelope. We're going to keep an eye, though, up at the front of the field because Kevin Dick, well, he's thinking about trying to see if he can steal a stage win away from Joseph Kazi here in the early stages of the race as they work off at turn number 2. Denson and Probst also right in the hunt as well to see if they have what it takes to get the stage 1 victory. Closing in on a couple of laps left to go here as they work their way through the middle of turn 3 and 4 out of 4. Kazi holds strong for the moment as he tries to hold position and doing a great job of it as he works his way through 4 laps to go in stage 1.
Kevin getting a really good launch out of 3 and 4, but he goes down to 1 and 2, and being behind Kazi is absolutely killing him. You can see the dirty air. He's not able to get the power down in time to really get to Kazi's bumper to make some kind of a play to the bottom or the top. You see him just so strong here on the second half of the track, though.
Now, as he gets a good run through the middle of the corner right here, watch his able to just hold that line through the middle and just stay on the white line. You see Dick having a little bit of issues here and there, but he's able to still stay right on the back bumper as they go just about half a truck length widthwise as they stay off that white line through the middle of turn 1 and 2. But then on 3 and 4, they just hug that line to power their way off corner exit here as we watch them heading down into turn 3 and 4. Coming to 2 laps left to go here in stage number 1. And of course, for a driver like Kevin Dick, he is 6 in the standing. He's in the middle. He's not on the bubble, but he is still within striking distance to gain some much valuable points here to where he can make a run maybe for the top 5 in the championship with these stage points here as they work through the middle of turn 1 and 2 here. They got about a lap and a half left before the end of stage number 1. Currently, the battle for P10, Jason Miz, he's got to worry about Jordan Berry, who's right there on his tails to take that final stage point. And Jason Miz, he needs any point as he can because he is outside looking in 14th position. So he's going to be able to get ahead of James Kerr at the moment, but he's got to be careful with that as they come across the line here one more time around in stage number 1. And so far, the Miz is going to hold off the driver of Jordan Berry for the time being. Meanwhile, it will stay here to see.
And to come down to turn number 3, though, lead him out of turn number 4. Joseph Causey going to bring us back to the line to win stage 1. Get those extra playoff points. He's going to be followed by Kevin Dick, Jacob Denson, and Jordan Probst. And Charlie Harcum's going to round that top 5 there.
Great little run here as we watch the rest of the field work their way through. And they're going to keep on racing for the time being as we have 21 laps completed. Still a bunch of racing left to go. 40 laps before we get to the end of stage number 2 as the field works their way through the middle of turn 1 and 2. And looking on, Jacob Denson and Jordan Probst have starting to fall back just a little bit from your top 2.
I'd like to see if we get a helmet cam on Kevin Dick there in that second spot. Because I really think, man, I think he's doing a really good job holding a steadier wheel right now than Causey. You see him letting the truck slide up the track a little bit, do what it wants to do, not holding it down. You see Causey kind of hunkering it down there to the line all the way through the center and exit of the corner. And I feel like Kevin's doing just a slightly better job of saving his equipment. Just can't do anything right now, though, with the dirty air. Look at that. Hardly any input.
Yeah, that reality or realty executive Ford is really holding strong, just not putting too much pressure on it, not putting too much input on the wheels. That's going to save a ton on tire wear as this run progresses further and further.
Looking at Harcum right now, running 5th place. Really good run for him. Kind of had a little bit of a slump phase, the later end of the season. Starting to bring it back around there with a couple good finishes here and there. Doing a good job tonight, keeping all the sides on, getting through the first stage, getting some points.
Charlie Harcum right there in the hunt. He sits in 5th. He was able to pick up a couple of good spots for position. Of course, Charlie Harcum, he is 11th, so he is one of those bubble drivers. So those points that he got by finishing in 5th here in stage 1, a big help for him because there's a couple of drivers who are ahead of him and behind him who are on the bubble who did not get any stage points. And that's going to be a big benefit for him in order to try and move on to the round of 8 and 12.
Yeah, not quite the usual suspects tonight, but still suspects nonetheless. Miz getting some stage points, much needed here too in his first stage. After what seems like a nightmare of a season, man. He was so good on the beginning half of the year, and it just seems like everything that could possibly go wrong to him is just kind of falling in his lap. So good to see him get out there and make some kind of good here as we get in the later half of this playoffs.
Yeah, looking on right now, currently Causey and Kevin Dick have been the only drivers to stay consistently in the high 60s, low 70s. Everyone else starting to taper off just a little bit further and further as the run progresses. So they're definitely going to be struggling a little bit here for the time being. So a tough break. Of course, Charlie Harcum, another driver who's in the 31.6s. Andrew Chapman in the 31.7s, as the low 31.7s. So those two are going to try to see if they can make ground on the rest of the top 4 of Denson and Probst to see if they can take a shot to it. But so far, not going to be the case for the moment.
And Causey's doing that thing that he does every week, it feels like. Starting to stretch out that advantage. I thought he was hurting himself on the tires, but maybe he was just oversaving. Because he is pulling away from Kevin Dick in second place now, up to a 0.5 of a second lead. It's the biggest lead we've seen all night so far.
It really is, and he is absolutely pulling away from the competition here as they work their way around this circuit. Of course, tonight's broadcast is brought to you by not only our amazing sponsors, but of course the HaproonDesigns.com. It's the title sponsor for the playoff championship. And are you looking to make your iRacing experience truly stand out? Look no further than Haproon Designs. At Haproon Designs, we specialize in creating custom wraps that will make your car, truck the envy of every race. Our team of skilled designers is dedicated to bringing your vision to life with sharp lines, vibrant colors, and unique designs that reflect your style and personality. Whether you're racing in the big leagues or just having fun with friends, our custom iRacing wraps will make you the talk of the track night in and night out. Don't settle for the ordinary when you can have the extraordinary. Choose Haproon Designs for all your custom iRacing wrap needs and race in style. Visit www.harpoondesigns.com.
Right now, we got a three-way battle shaping up between Jordan Berry, Z Collins, Levi McCarty. Z Collins are on the inside of McCarty right now in 3 and 4 in that gray number 49 machine. Oh, a little bit of a handful coming out, though. Gets really loose. Going to lose that momentum. McCarty's going to pull back on him. And that 49 machine's been trying to pass that 21 for a hot minute now, and he just cannot seem to get it done. Outside the line is absolutely cooking as far as defense goes at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely a big issue right there as you ride on board with the GOAT Racing machine of Levi McCarty. He is hunting down the Elliott Sadler eSports driver of Jordan Berry as we see McCarty go around the outside, thinks better of it, tucks back in as we have one driver coming down pit lane, make it a couple as Zendla Collins in the Ghost Racing machine will come down pit road to serve his first pit stop. 31 laps in, so a little bit early, I have to say, for a pit stop. As well as the Miz comes down.
Yeah, we haven't seen the short pit really pay off a whole lot for a lot of guys this season because of how long these things end up going on green. So, going to be interesting to see how that plays out for them. And right now, man, Causey off to a 2.5 lead. We got more guys on pit road. Denson, Probst, and Harcum bringing it down.
Yeah, pretty much everyone from third on back has decided to come down. Of course, Joseph Causey, Kevin Dick, Andrew Chapman, Andrew Pendergrass, Joshua Lucas, and James Kerr decided to come stay on the racetrack. Jordan Probst will be the first one who will try to win that race off of pit road. As here comes your race leader, Joseph Causey, onto pit road. Probably the most treacherous pit road because you're coming in at an angle as well as coming from banking to flat surface, and you're carrying speeds of, about 160 miles an hour at least, and try to get down to 50.
Causey took that as hard as he possibly could to get in there. Just about had the thing completely sideways coming down. You saw the hands there on the in-car camera.
Yeah, he's going to try to work his way around the circuit here, and so far, so good as they work on through the middle of the corner. And Kevin Dick, he loses it nearly, but is able to gather it back up and continue on his way.
Kevin pushed that about as far as he could to the pit road speed limit. Chapman, your leader now. I think he's stayed out.
Yeah, Andrew Chapman's going to stay out for at least another lap or two. So we'll see how this will play out for him, how long he can stretch the envelope for him. And of course, those tires, though, they got to be pushing the envelope. Let's see if Chapman comes in this time. The answer is going to be yes. Chapman will come in, but Kevin Dick will be the new race leader. Nope, he will not. He is just coming off of pit road as Joseph Causey will take the position away as he will now have to hunt down and see if he can get Andrew Chapman taken care of before Chapman in that Virginia Tech Toyota Tundra gets off pit road, which is going to be a pretty easy situation for him as Causey will regain control of the race lead here as we approach about halfway through stage number 2.
Yeah, the laps just flying off the board for this thing already. Another week, man, more great quality green flag racing. It's, been the entire season for these guys, aside from I think 2 races where we had a couple incidents, but man, it's just wild to see that, especially on here in the trucks.
Absolutely, and it's been some really good quality racing here recently on GridVision. Of course, we have our Monday night racing on with the A Open and B Open, and then of course tomorrow night we have the NIS Open presented by Ryko Performance, as we of course are continuing our week at the Lady in Black at Darlington, as we watch a little bit further back a battle for position between Joshua Lucas and Zendla Collins, battling for P10, the final spot in the, of course, end of stage for the stage points here. So that's going to be keeping an eye on as well as they progress further. So about 34 to 36 laps is about the length that these drivers can make it. Big issues right there for the 24 of Austin Pendergrass to just lose it right in front of your race leader of Joseph Causey. Causey backs out just enough to where he's able to not make contact with Pendergrass, but a close call that could have been detrimental for the championship.
Ozzy having himself an absolute Code Brown moment. Last thing you want when you've been out here dominating this thing from start to finish, at least so far.
Yeah, that was a close call indeed. So far, though, he will continue as Pendergrass once again hits the wall off turn number 4. Currently, the gap is about 3.3 seconds. Jordan Probst is your new second-place driver. Charlie Harkin was able to pick up a couple of spots during that pit cycle. He's now in 3rd. Jacob Denson 4th. Kevin Dick rounds out your top 5 as those two will battle. Actually, Dick will get the spot over Denson for 4th. As the Miz, Jason Miz, he's picked up about 3 spots as well. He's now sitting in 6th position.
A nice little battle going on right here. Harkham going to get to the inside of Probst. Probst not even going to fight it too much. Harkham going to move him up here to 2nd place with Kevin Dick directly in tow behind him.
Yeah, looking at the times right now, Kevin Dick, he has, just about 2 lap fresher tires than Harkham and Jordan Probst. So he's going to be one to watch as well to see what he can do. Along with Andrew Chapman, he's got about 3 laps fresher tires than your race leaders as he works his way through to see how quickly he can negotiate up the rankings as they work their way around. There you see the pit stop cycles and strategies on the side of the timing and scoring as they work their way across, as the 25 of Chapman has closed the gap on Jason Miz and Derek Grigsby, who are battling for that 6th position. The Miz to the inside, side by side for position. Chapman in the catbird seat, ready to attack if the opening presents itself. So far, not going to work, but Chapman will now go around the outside of Jason Miz for position.
Miz still down the bottom. Chapman getting the run off the top, though. Miz going to get loose on the bottom. Had to back out of it just a little bit. It's going to give Chapman the spot with ease. So he's tucking it behind Grigsby right now as they sent it down here to turn number 1.
You saw the run that Chapman was able to get there and almost thought about going to the inside of Grigsby, but could not do that for the time being. Now he'll cross over to the inside. Will he send it in the middle of turn 3 and 4? Yes, he will. Grigsby gives position to him, move him up to P6.
Man, that was a textbook super speedway move that Chapman just put on Grigsby. Fake it up to the top, let him go up there and block you, then just fade down to the bottom quick. Worked for him.
Yeah, he got a
That's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. Got a good little toe down the back straightaway, slingshot his way around Grigsby for position. Now he's got to find a way to make up about 3 seconds to catch up to the top 5 of Jacob Denson, who's the gatekeeper for that position for the moment, as we watch Harkham and Dick and Jordan Probst battling for that 2nd spot. Jordan thought about going to the inside of Kevin Dick, couldn't make it work, so he'll now go to the outside and try to find that momentum to carry him down the back straightaway, but so far not going to work for him at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, as the field works their way around, Joseph Kazi, your race leader, currently 43 laps about to be completed. We're only about 10 away from, or actually about 15 laps away from the end of stage number 2, approaching the halfway mark. You're watching, of course, the High Slide Racing League live from the virtual Texas Motor Speedway, only on GridVision.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to GridVision's coverage of the High Slide Racing League here on Thursday nights at the Texas Motor Speedway. Taylor Burris here along with Sheldon Atkins and our producer Austin Derbyshire as the field works their way around. No changes for certain here in the top 10. It's still Joseph Kazi leading the charge ahead of Kevin Dick by 4.1 seconds. Charlie Harcum sits third with Jordan Probst and Jacob Denson rounding out your top 5 here. We have only 2 cars a lap or more down. That's Austin Pendergrass and Jordan Berry as we are closing in here on the end of stage number 2. 52 laps on the board. We're about 8 laps away from the end of stage number 2 as here comes Jacob Denson try to put the moves on Jordan Probst for that 4th position. He'll look to the inside, thinks about it, shuts the nose in there and sees if he can capture that position away, and he will go side by side with Jordan Probst for position.
See Jordan Probst fighting back on the outside, though, not trying to let Denson get by him. You know, at this point in the season, man, every point matters. You want to hold them off as best you can. You see Probst going to be able to get that run down the back straightaway and take it from him going back into turn number 3. Denson back to square one now. Got to figure out how to build that run down the front straightaway to get back to the bottom, if he even can.
He's going to try everything he can. If he gets a good draft there, as he will push Jordan down the front straightaway. Now sets himself up to the inside in the middle of turn 1 and 2. Can't quite make it work as you see Jordan just holding strong in that middle lane. The only problem I can think of, Sheldon, is that's got to be burning those right side tires very quickly. So if you're not careful, you could easily cause some issues and start slipping back.
Yeah, it's not great for the longevity of the tires, but at the same time, neither's being pinched down the bottom trying to find a way by somebody. So at that point, it's kind of both of them are going to be struggling with it a little bit. You see Denson now trying to go to the middle and the top, trying to find a little bit of momentum to get by him. Coming in, getting a late slip on the corner, trying to get that launch down the straightaway. And just not building up strong enough of a run to really be able to do anything, though.
No, he certainly is not here, as these drivers are just trying everything. Look at the input you see as we ride on board with Jacob Denson as he tries to work his way around. He's going to stay right tucked up in the toe of Jordan Probst, but so far right about here, seems like the car just stalls as he's just cranking on that wheel a little bit too much, I'd have to say, for my liking, as he works his way around.
One thing that's interesting, we have watched the lead for Kazi drop from 4.2 seconds ahead. He's down to 3.5 now, according to our telemetry. Kevin Dick starting to reel him in, man.
He certainly is trying everything he can, and he is starting to close the gap. It's now 3.6 seconds between Kevin Dick and Joseph Kazi, and closing. It's now under 3.3 seconds. I'm wondering if Joseph, though, is trying to save a little bit of tires here, see if he can stretch it towards the end, because he knows he's got enough to where he could easily take home a Stage 2 victory.
Tire, maybe a little bit of fuel.
Could be here as we close in on 3 laps to go in stage number 2.
I'm not sure what the numbers are looking for these guys, but I mean, I can imagine that fuel mileage is imperative here in Texas.
It really is. As we move a little further back there, you see the 32 of Joshua Lucas and Andrew Pendergrass right behind him. That's the battle for the couple of finals positions, because Pendergrass will currently have a 5.3 second lead over Zendla Collins. So no pressure for him to lose that final point in the stage here. So he's looking comfortable. He's just got to see if he can get a little bit more.
Causey is saving fuel. Clutching heavy down into turn 1 and barely touching the throttle coming out of all the way through 3 and 4. Right along on board with him here. Listen to it. See him playing with it a lot here in 3 and 4. Yeah. Try not to go full.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Yeah, he's holding on right now. I think he went full throttle. He's got another lap before he can make it to the end of stage number 2. There we go. There's the clutching right there.
Down into 1 and 2. And barely committing coming out until he gets on the straightaway.
Well, he's going to try to make his way around here. Does he have enough? Because here comes Kevin Dick. He's 3.6 back now. So he kind of stalled out a little bit as they come through the middle of turn 3 and 4. Joseph Causey will take home the stage 2 victory, followed by Kevin Dick in second, Charlie Harcum third, Jordan Probst in fourth position, Jacob Denson, Andrew Chapman, Derek Grisby, Jason Miz, Joshua Lucas, and Andrew Pendergrass will round out your field of drivers here. And of course, that stage is brought to you by Real Assist. Are you a real estate agent tired of worrying if your assistant is worth it? Say goodbye to the hassle with Real Assist. Introducing Real Assist, the innovative solution for all your real estate assistant needs. Unlike traditional hourly service, Real Assist operates on a transactional-based model, ensuring you only pay for the task that makes you money. Imagine saving thousands while focusing on what truly matters, closing deals and growing your business. Our dedicated team handles everything from administrative tasks to client follow-ups, allowing you to maximize their productivity and profitability. Don't let stress of managing an assistant slow you down with Real Assist. You get top-notch support tailored to your needs, giving you peace of mind and the freedom to excel in your career. Real Assist, taking care of all your real estate assistant tasks. Action-based, worry-free, and cost-effective. Visit our website today and revolutionize your real estate business. Field now works their way around the circuit here. No changes, but we got to wonder now with how much fuel saving Joseph Causey's doing, when will he come down pit road? It should be any moment now as he works his way around the circuit.
Also, that gap not closing because Kevin Dick has found out at the same time the reason why he was closing on Causey so much was the fuel save, and Kevin Dick now shutting the thing off going into 1 and 2 as well.
Working his way through, he is closing in on some lap traffic up ahead of him. That's going to be the 75 machine of James Kerr by the looks of it. So he's about to put James Kerr a lap down momentarily. So interesting situation as the Black Acid Toyota is trying to continue on his way as we have a couple of more drivers coming down, and Joseph Causey comes down pit road at the halfway point. And of course, tonight's halfway point is brought to you by Northland Leisures, and discover the great outdoors with Northland Leisure Products. Are you ready to elevate your outdoor ventures? Look no further than Northland Leisure Products, proudly based out of the Pass, Manitoba, Canada. Whether you are an avid camper, a weekend warrior, or just looking to unwind in the great outdoors, Northland Leisure Products has everything you need to make your next trip unforgettable. ATVs, boats, canoes, apparel services, and much, much more. We have it all when it comes to the outdoors. Visit us at www.northlandleisureproductsltd.ca and start planning your next adventure today.
Thinking we might see Kevin come in here.
Absolutely. I have to say it's only a matter of a few seconds here before he will come down pit road and see if he does. You ride on board with him as he comes to the entrance, and no, he's going to go full throttle across the front straightaway to log another lap. 66 coming to 67 laps up on the board here as we are closing in just past the halfway point. And so far, everyone just really doing a great job minding their P's and Q's, logging lapses. Him and Andrew Chapman are the only drivers left to pit.
Kevin's still saving, too, still shutting it off.
The question is going to be currently right now for Kevin Dick. He's been out there for 33 laps. There we go. Now he's going to come down pit road. So we know Andrew Chapman can at least go 1 or 2 more laps.
Andrew's trying to stretch it too.
He is. He's going to see how far he can go here. And this is a good idea to see what you can do. The good news is try to maybe stretch it to maybe lap 70, maybe at least lap 70 is what I could think he can maybe try to do.
Oh, he's saving on both ends of the track too. I can hear him shutting that off. But here he comes in.
Here he comes. So it's not going to make it a lap 70. So 69 is how far he can go, pretty much.
Thought he might have ran out there coming into pit road for a second.
He was right on it, I would have to say. Comes down pit road and will get 4 tires and fuel to continue on his way. And this will now give Joseph Kazi back the race lead as he works his way across the start-finish line. And new race leader once again, Joseph Kazi, back where he left off as he will continue on his charge through the field and make his way through as there goes Andrew Chapman off of pit road. He's going to lose a couple of spots, though, at least to where outside the top 10 at least.
Kevin Dick lost a lot of time through that pit sequence, too.
Yeah.
5 seconds, 3 spots.
Not a good look for him right now. He's got a lot of work to do. And same thing with Andrew Chapman. He's now outside the top 10. Remember, he was about mid-top 10 on that first round of pit stops. So he's got a little bit of work to do here in order to try to get back at least into the top 7 where he was at the end of stage 2. So we're looking at probably just shy or a little bit of past, closing in on 90, a little over 90 laps, or lap 90 is when we'll see the next round of pit stops. But the question is going to be, we're going to have one final pit stop in between after lap 90. So we're looking at 4 pit stops by the looks of things.
Yep. Also, Josh Lucas just now getting by Levi McCarty for the 8th position. Bit of a battle between those two there for a little bit, but all over and done with now.
Yeah, so far, and it's already going to start to separate themselves a little bit further from the field as they will continue on their way down the back straightaway, heading off into turn 3 and 4. We do have a couple of battles. We have a battle for P2 going on between Jacob Denson and Charlie Harcum. The B&H Racing Machine and the BH Service Machine battling it out, the 2 Chevrolets, as they come off of turn number 2. They're starting to also have some other pressure from Jordan Probst as well, who's about a second behind this battle, who is looking to see if he can find his way further into this fight for second. Kevin Dick, though, is about another 2 seconds back from this battle, so we'll keep an eye on these 3 here as they work their way heading off into turn 1 and 2. I think though Charlie Harcum, though, is going to just mind his P's and Q's, wait for the opening and attack. For Harcum, he needs to find his way through because even though he seems to be comfortable in the point standings at the moment, anything could change for Charlie Harcum, and one bad mistake could cost him valuable because he is on that bubble, 11th position in the standings. So a good night for him in the points, but he's got to keep consistent, not overdo it, and not overexert himself to where he could be in the back and lose more points.
Yeah, we have not talked a whole lot about these two this year. Harcum and Denson, but both of them having just, honestly, season, races of the season tonight. Both running up here in the top 3, looking good, been strong all day. They're not here on a fluke or anything. They just had pace since we dropped the flag. Good runs for them and good runs that are needed at this point in the season, too.
Yeah, of course, like we said, Charlie Harcum, he sits 11th, so he's one of those bubble drivers. Jacob Denson sits 7th in the point standing, so he's got a little bit more cushion, but this right here, going into the next round of the playoffs, this is a good way for him to gain more positions, give a little bit more cushion for him into the next round. As we keep an eye on this battle for second place, we'll go ahead and give you a quick rundown of the point standings before the start of the race here. And currently it is Joseph Kazi at the front of the field, 16:47 ahead of Andrew Chapman. Andrew, of course, he sits a little bit further back right now. He's actually not looking too good. He's actually now in P8. Then it's Edward Shearer Jr., who's not here tonight. Jordan Probst, who sits 4th. Levi McCarty, not having the best night for him. He sits 6th, but he sits 15th on the track right now. So a tough break for McCarty, and my pick for tonight's race, I have to say.
Yeah, but the good news is, you know, a lot of the guys that are lower in that bracket on the points too, a handful of them didn't show. So McCarty, no real worries. Been strong enough this whole first stage to be able to, you know, coast through after having a bad night here tonight at Texas. And also, I'd put Levi through the next round too. It's been pretty solid all year.
Yeah, good run for him for the most part, and we'll keep an eye on this. But Harcum doing a great job of holding off Jacob Denson for the time being. That BH service machine just putting the truck in the right place to hold off Denson as they work their way down in through the middle of the front straightaway, heading into 1 and 2. And he's got about a truck length between himself and the 79 machine, as the 75 of course is right there in the mix. That's James Kerr, who's a lap down for the moment. He's first car 1 lap down, so if we do get a caution, he is there to capitalize and get back on the lead lap. Jordan Probst and Kevin Dick, well, they've closed back into this fight for seconds. We have a 4-car battle for the second position right now, as James Kerr is right there in the hunt as they try to find their opening.
Kevin Dick on the inside of Probst, going to get by him nice and easy coming through 1 and 2.
Yeah, beautiful pass. I think Jordan realized how fast Kevin was moving, decided not to get in the way, and let him go.
Well, this is why, you know, Jordan Probst has had some really good runs all season. He's very aware of his surroundings, does a good job, you know, kind of following the Mark Martin approach as we see the battle now for 3rd place. Kevin Dick to the inside of Denson here, the front straightaway. Same thing, man. Kevin is so good at saving tires and staying out just a little bit later on that last stop. It's just really going to pay dividends for him here.
And it's going to pay for him here as he now tries to hunt down Charlie Harcum for second. Moves to the inside and will complete the pass heading into 3 and 4. And now he sets his sights on Joseph Cause. He was able to pick up to where he was he picked up a second at the current spot where he was. So he's 4.5 back now. Let's see what he can do to catch up to Joseph Kazi on lap 80 completed now on working 81. We'll see how long it takes for him to at least close the gap within about a second closer than what he is currently.
Closing fairly fast, but also at the same time, I'm not, you know, wouldn't be too surprised if we look over at Causey and see him saving again, trying to coast this thing to the finish.
Dick was about a 10th slower. Let's see what his times are as they come across the line this time. And Dick, 0.2 faster last time by. So he is going to kick in the afterburners just a little bit to see what he can do. Same thing with Andrew Chapman. He's also on the move, but he's about 4 seconds back from this battle inside the top 5. So he's got a little bit of work to do as Pendergrass moves up into P9 as Joshua Lucas in the Permatex Fast Orange machine will come down pit road to get some tires and fuel.
I think I see what the deal is. I think Causey's caught that dirty air from that 28 machine that's up there in front of him. A couple laps down, a little bit off pace. I think that's, well, not a couple laps down. He's last car on the lead lap, McPherson. But I think that dirty air is really affecting that handling for Causey because, you know, he's been clean all night.
Yeah, it seems like he's a little bit too tight right now because you see him push up the track just a little bit right there in the middle of turn 3 and 4 compared to what we used to see him hugging that white line in the middle of the corner in 3 and 4. Now he's struggling for aero right now. Now finds there. Let's see if he can get a good run off turn 2 to close the gap now. So far, not going to work.
Causey's clutching again in 1 and 2. McPherson's letting him by, though, here in 3 and 4. McPherson now out the window, said go by.
Yep, no pressure here, and he will get him 1 lap down. Currently 10 cars on the lead lap. Zendla Collins, the next car to go a lap down. He's about, I have to say, about 3 seconds up the road from your race leader. So we'll see what happens as we progress further, but we should be seeing your race leader, Joseph Kazi, coming down pit road in about the next 5 to 8 laps, I have to say. So while we wait to see when Joseph Kazi will come down pit road to what could be his final pit stop of the night, we're going to step aside here, take another 4 set of tires and fuel, and when we come back, more racing action here from the Texas Motor Speedway for the High Slide Racing League only on GridVision.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to GridVision's coverage of the High Slide Racing League here from the Texas Motor Speedway, closing into the final laps here as we are on lap 93. We should be expecting Joseph Kazi to come down pit road in the next few moments to serve his what could be his final pit stop of the night. As he works his way around the racetrack, he has about a 1 second lead because Kevin Dick, he has closed the gap on race leader Joseph Kazi, as Kazi is trying everything he can to save fuel. Meanwhile, Kevin Dick, well, he's closing in and making his way further up the ranking to get a chance of getting a win away from Joseph Kazi and guaranteeing his spot into the playoffs, as Joseph Kazi is going to go another lap.
Really curious to see how this will play out, because we see two entirely different strategies happening in front of us right here. You see Kazi literally doing everything he can to avoid touching the throttle at any point during his lap here, as you see the lead dwindle down under a second now to 7/10. But then you see Kevin Dick out here, he's just sending it at this point.
He really is right there, and Kevin Dick is just logging in fast time after fast time, a 10th here, another 10th there, and just really kicking in those afterburners. My only question is going to be, what's going to happen if those tires start to fade off just a little bit too much? As we take a look at the replay here of what happened to the 24 machine of Austin Pendergrass, I think it's safe to say a tire went down right there.
I don't think I've ever seen that on here. His wheel has, yeah, and I think the wheel came off the hub or something.
Something like that. One of the two, because yeah, he kept it straight and just went up the track. So tough break for Austin Pendergrass, not having the best of nights either. So he will, yeah. So tough break for software and hardware malfunctions for Pendergrass, as he will have to try again next week. So far, 3 cars are on the lead lap. It's Kazi, Dick, and Chapman leading the charge, as Jordan Probst is trying to work his way and get one of his laps back.
Right now, so you watch Kazi try to save as much fuel as possible. I'm
Here comes Kazi.
I'm wondering if he was actually able to get it full on that last pit stop. Because I don't see any advantage to what he's doing right now compared to what Kevin's doing, because Kevin's staying out that extra lap like he was anyway. I'm wondering if Kazi got bit by the auto fuel bug.
Could be a possibility, because Kevin Dick is going to continue on, and he's still running some decent speeds right now. We'll see what he does getting into turn 3 and 4. No, he's not clutching right there. He is carrying some decent speed. Same thing with Andrew Chapman. And Kevin Dick is coming in.
That is a huge loss for Kazi, though. That whole lap half of that run, like he absolutely had to have had the auto fuel selected, and it must have given him less fuel than what he needed.
And looking through, 30 laps was on that stint, 31 laps. So about 31 laps right there for Kazi. So it's going to be close to see if they can make it to the end.
Right here you see Chapman getting passed by Miz and Grigsby, both of them unlapping themselves. Andrew Chapman, now your current race leader in the old Virginia Tech Hokies machine. With Probst 22 seconds behind him in second place.
Andrew Chapman is still the last car to make a pit stop here, and he's going to keep on logging laps for the most part. We'll see if he comes down next time by. And so far, he's going to go around and now come down pit road. So 31 laps.
Whew. A little sketchy when you got a truck going by, you're outside bringing it in.
It really is. That will now give Jordan Probst the chance to lead this race here. And he's got Charlie Harcum behind him, so it's going to get a little interesting here. The only question is, do they have to make at least another pit stop by the looks of it? Because they already ran about 12 laps already for your race leader. We still have just under 30 laps to go. So, and we've seen only about 30 to 35 laps on a stint. So they have to make a short dash of fuel or hope for a lucky break of a caution.
I just don't see how that's the strategy to go with, but that's what they're going with, so we'll let them do it. You see Harcum right now hounding Probst into 3.
He's going to try everything. He's going to put the pressure on him to see what he can do in the closing moments here as Harcum goes around the outside, side by side for the race lead, and so far, Harcum's not going to be able to make it work.
I don't know. He's got the momentum up there on the top. He might be able to make a dash coming out of turn 2. And yes, he is getting the power down a little bit better than Probst. Up there on that outside, going to get a good run down into turn 3. Might be able to get him here.
Oh,
there we go. Yep, Probst got the apron just a little bit. Oh, is Probst coming in? Probst is coming in.
Oh, Jordan Probst, not realizing he doesn't have enough fuel to make it to the end. He's going to come down for a splash and dash. Joseph Kazi continues on his way. He is 1.4 seconds back.
Move Harcum to the lead for the time being, but Kazi closing that gap really quick. And look at how much the gap between Kazi and Kevin Dick evaporated under that last run. That last run, man, there was an 8-second advantage to Kazi at the start of it. Now Kevin Dick is within 3 seconds because, potential filling issue on the fuel.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see how it will all play out here for our drivers. Charlie Harcum, he is starting to fall into the clutches of Joseph Kazi and working his way up to take another race win this season.
Also, look who's fought himself up into 4th place for the time being, man. Derek Grigsby, good run for him tonight in that 5 machine. Staying tough, no mistakes tonight. Running good, competitive enough laps. Get himself up there in that top 5. Make a stab at it. Try to make some points tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a big help for him as Joseph Kazi will take over the race lead and continue on with his driving ways of leading here at Texas.
Big blink out of Harcum there in 2nd place. Looks like he's stabilizing, though.
Stabilizing just a little bit here, and now starts to pull away. We're going to see what Kevin Dick can do, though. And
Harcum's
if he
on
can
pit
close.
road.
Yep. As the field works their way through, Charlie Harcum coming down. What about Derek Grisby? And yeah, everyone who pitted in earlier around that same time realized they don't have enough fuel.
Yeah, you can't make it from that
Nope.
that early. Sorry about that. Little hiccup.
Yeah,
Not as bad as the ones that Edstrom gets every now and then, but still not enjoyable.
Yeah, it's a tough break for those drivers because they were looking to maybe if they just try to pull that same strategy. I understand what they were trying to do. They were hoping maybe for a caution, but once they realized it was too little too late, they knew they had to come down and get themselves situated.
Kazi trying to lap Zendla Collins now into turn 3. 49 machine. Looks like he's going to give it to him. Get back down to the bottom. Not going to try to make a fight for it, though. You see Kevin Dick has closed that advantage even more. He's down to 1.4 seconds back from your race leader.
1.4 and closing here. And let's see what Kevin Dick can do in these closing laps as they work their way down the back straightaway. Because right now, it is go time, pretty much. It is all cards are on the table. You run it till you run out of gas, pretty much, if you're in the top 3.
Yeah, you've saved everything that you can save. You're, on that last set of tires, that last tank of fuel. Just a handful of laps now. 20 next time we hit the line. It's just go time. It's the pay window, man.
It is. It's time to tally up and see what you can bring here. As how about Andrew Pendergrass? Fourth in race right now. He's the last car on the lead lap. The only problem is he's going to have to come down for fuel because he only has 22 laps on this stint. He needs some fuel bad.
Yeah, good quiet night for Andrew. Another one of them guys has just had a tumultuous season where anything that could go wrong has gone wrong for him and just really the whole Pendergrass clan. So good to see him getting out here and getting a little bit of time here in the limelight, a little bit of time in the top 5. Hopefully he can bring it home.
Of course, we are getting ready for another exciting week in iRacing next week as we kick off week 13 to kick off the 2024 Season 4 build. A lot of cool things coming out as we watch and keep an eye on the rest of the field right now, but some new content, some new updates to cars and tracks, and a couple of videos were released today of at least one new car and one of the new tracks, the Evo BMW GT4, and a little bit of British racing returning to iRacing once again as Cadwell Park joins the track list here for 2024. We're still waiting on the videos for the mini stock as well as also videos for the brand new McLaren GT3 that will be added to iRacing in the new build.
Also, do not count this. Do not count Kevin Dick out now. Look at this. He has closed that lead down to just under 0.4 of a second in the last handful of laps.
He has. I've been watching.
Struggling.
Yeah, something must not be working for the handling right now for Joseph Kazi because Kevin Dick has been running fast time after fast time. And seeing if someone is coming down pit road, not any of the main front runners here. And as we work their way through, Kazi just setting fire lap time. Same thing with Andrew Chapman and Jordan Post. They are just really dropping the hammer to see what they can do. It's going to be close.
None as hard as Kevin Dick right now, though. He is now down to 0.2 of a second. He is right within grasp of Kazi. This is the closest we've seen these guys since about lap 15 earlier in this race. And he is charging, giving it everything he's got. Look at the run he's got here, just under a 10, right over a 10th now.
Yeah, he is really starting to put the pace down, and they are really working their way through. And here comes a big run by Kevin Dick. Is he going to try to send it around the outside?
And he's going to stay tucked in behind him right now. I think he's going to try and get that slipstream coming out of turn 4. Maybe get a little bit of draft, a little bit of that run built up. You can't do a whole lot on the outside if you're not to the guys outside when you get into the corner because you can't choke them down there to the bottom of the track.
Yeah, you don't want to put too much pressure. Don't want to try to squeeze them too much because that could cause more issues for you as well. They have a little bit of breathing room, but Evan Dick is really just trying to find an opening to get around for position.
Also riding on board with Kazi this last handful of laps. He is really fighting something in the throttle. He's really spiking it, like ramping it up as he goes to the center of the corner.
See, my only question is because Joseph Kazi is really now starting to even out between the two of them, but did Joseph Kazi put enough fuel in the car to make it to the end is my biggest question right now.
I don't think he'd get bit by the same snake that bit him already.
We'll find out here as he works his way through. Andrew Chapman, he is 9.5 seconds back, so this is going to be a 2-horse race for the race win here tonight. Just closing in on about 12, make it 13 laps to go as they come across the line here. And it's going to be a dogfight for the finish as they work their way through across the start-finish line. You ride on board with Kevin Dick and the Realty Executives of Saskatchewan here as they work, or Realty Executive Machine as they try to work their way down the back straightaway here and tries to set himself up for a good run. Can't quite do it. Gets a toe off of turn 3 and 4. Can't quite make it work. He'll stay tucked up and not put pressure on, but gets a good run around the outside. Tries to see if he can sling his way around.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what Kevin's been doing. Been pretty strong at all night is getting those runs, trying those different lines, finding something that Kazi's not doing. He's been doing a tremendous job of just experimenting and not messing up in the process of doing so. It's a hard thing to do, especially on a track that's, as one groove as the Texas Motor Speedway is since the reconfiguration. He's putting up a good fight. I am also hearing that they are very close on fuel with those
Yeah.
front two.
Yeah, it's going to be about 0.2, maybe 0.4 left in that fuel tank when they come and take the checker flag. Now, next time by, it will be 10 laps to go here. And as they work their way through, can Kevin Dick try anything right now? So far, not able to. Jordan Post trying to get back on the lead lap here as he's right there in screen. It's going to be exciting to see. Do these two have enough to make it to the end?
I just want to talk about how impressive a run these guys have had up here, too. They have lapped all the way up to third place. Third place, Chapman, last guy on the lead lap, 9 seconds back. As we got a battle for the lead now, we got Kevin Dick looking to the outside of Causey coming into turn 1. Has to back it down just a little bit. He's going to get the run off, though. No, he's going to get cleared by Causey coming down the back straightaway.
And he's going to get clear now. He sets himself up. He's going to get all over the back bumper because he gets a great run off corner exit. But
Not
here
quite.
comes
It's
Kevin
loose.
Dick. Yep, gets a little loose. This could open the door for Kevin Dick. He'll go around the outside, side by side. Battle for the race lead. Kevin Dick around the outside tries to make it work. He will lead that lap as they come across the line. Something to keep in mind here if he decides to try to pull that same run, but you want to get ahead of Joseph Causey as quickly as possible, and he is doing so. Harkham also trying to get back on the lead lap as well, but he will try to clear him in 3 and 4.
He's going to get him here.
He's going to try to get the power down, but Causey just trying to keep him honest, but Kevin Dick completes the pass and will pull away from Joseph Causey.
New race leader, man, as we get to the late stages of this thing, lap 122 of 129. Kevin Dick to the advantage now with a 0.2 of a second lead already. Causey looks like he's fighting with the handle on that thing, man. He got down there into 3 and 4, trying to fend off Kevin Dick, and he got so loose in center. I can't help but to think that saving all that fuel and, spending as much time clutching and, burping the throttle, I think he might have messed up the balance of those tires.
Yeah, just a little bit possibly. So we're going to see how this will play out for him as they work their way around. And heard someone over the radio thinking about pitting, so we'll keep an eye on that. But so far, here's a little bit of a battle for position between Jordan Probst and Charlie Harkham. This is a battle for P4. They are a lap down and closing in on your race leaders to get back on the lead lap as they make contact.
Contact Harkham to the back bumper of Probst coming out of turn 2. See Harkham set up a run up there on the outside, trying to get that cut coming off the corner to build a run. Doing a good job of it, too. Harkham has been so fast tonight.
Here they come down across the start-finish line here, and Harkham putting the pressure on as they try to work their way around the leaders to get back on the lead lap. It will be, though, not enough time for them as they come to 5 laps to go. As Joseph Causey is trying to be a little bit of poignant of what's going on behind them. And I think also Harkham and Probst don't want to cause any issues here in this battle for the race lead.
No, but if you're a Causey, you can't help but sweat bullets at the same time, man. You get the leader, right there in sight. He's within grasp. You're trying to focus on that, but you got everything going on behind you right now with these two guys on fresher stuff, a little bit quicker than you. And you're late in this race.
Very. So we'll keep an eye here on this as they get around some lap traffic. As Joseph Causey, and yes, as you're watching on screen, there is a battle for the race lead and a battle for P4, as you saw right there on the same screen. There's the third place driver of Andrew Chapman. He is 10 seconds back from this battle for the race lead, but for Kevin Dick, he's now stretched out to 0.6 of a second here with 4 laps to go.
Yep, Kevin Dick doing, honestly what I've predicted all year from him out there at the front near the end of this thing. He's been so good all season. Just always comes up just a little bit short. But tonight, he's put on a really good performance, the best I've seen from him in a couple weeks. Been really competitive. Now he's up here leading this thing with a handful of laps. The first-time win for him this year, I do believe. Been a while since I looked at that sheet, but been a lot of domination between Ed Shearer Jr., Causey, and Mark Whitley, so not much room for other guys. See, it's because I didn't pick him. Darby picked him tonight. Normally I pick him.
Yeah, well, right now, Darby's a man with a plan right now as he works his way around the circuit. But Kevin Dick is absolutely picking it up and looking to try and find his way to advance to the next round of the playoff, the round of 12. He comes around, popsicle sticks in the air, 2 laps to go for your leader.
Nice steady drive down into turn one. No advances coming from Joseph Causey there in the second place. Causey still with a mirror full of Charlie Harcum as he comes out of turn two. Probst kind of falling back off the pace, and here comes Harcum to the inside of Causey. But coming out of turn number 4 at the point, Kevin Dick.
Kevin Dick comes around to take the white flag one more time around for that number 52 machine, the Realty Executive machine, as he leads the charge. Joseph Causey is nowhere to be seen. He's right there further back, the third car in line as they come off of turn number 2. Kevin Dick excited about this, looking to try and punch his ticket into the round of 12. And what better way to do it than to come out, put on a great performance, be there when it matters, and capture the flag out of turn number 4. The 52 of Kevin Dick wins at Texas Motor Speedway.
McPherson gets his lap back there at the end, too.
Right there. McPherson's got to go around.
It don't look like he's going to.
Nah. And everyone else will try to get themselves going, but of course, Joseph Causey finishes in second. Chapman will round out your podium as congratulatories are happening for Kevin Dick, who captures the flag here at Texas Motor Speedway, as we'll see him come out of turn number 4 and got enough fuel to make one more lap at least to burn it down here on the front straightaway in celebration of his victory here tonight.
It's going to be a celebration too, man. This thing's been a long time coming. Kevin Dick has been so good. He's been in the picture at the end of these things pretty much every race this year. And just, victim of circumstances and hasn't had the opportunity to get it done. But tonight brings it home, P1, man. It's good to see.
Absolutely. As he burns it down here, we'll step aside and have a few words from our sponsors as we will come back and give you the full field rundown of tonight's racing action. Welcome back here to GridVision's coverage of the High Slide Racing League from Texas Motor Speedway. It is Kevin Dick who will take home the checkered flag here tonight, with Joseph Causey second, Andrew Chapman third, Charlie Harcum fourth, with Jordan Probst in fifth position, Garrett Grisby in sixth, Jason The Miz will come home in seventh, Joshua Lucas, Levi McCarty, and James Kerr round out your top 10.
In 11th place, we got Andrew Pendergrass, followed by Zendla Collins in 12th. 13th is going to be Jacob Denson, followed by 14th place, Anthony McPherson. 15th is going to be Austin Pendergrass with Jordan Berry in 16th and Timothy Pendergrass rounding out the field.
And with that, we'll give a moment here to talk to our top 3 finishers here tonight. We'll work our way through and start off with our third place finisher, Mr. Andrew Chapman, because Of course, our race winner, Kevin Dick, well, he's going to try and go out there and try to make his way into victory lane. So we'll bring Andrew Chapman up. Andrew, you have a copy? Hold on 1 second. Let's see if we can fix the situation right here. Andrew, this is Taylor up in the booth. You have a copy? We'll try again here, and maybe we'll let Sheldon talk to our second place driver, Joseph Kazi, and Sheldon is with him now.
Oh man, the myth, the legend, Joseph Causey. What happened, man? So good first half, man. Like, did auto fuel bite you? Because that's what I thought.
No, I bobbled near the end. I didn't. The auto fuel didn't bite me. I just bobbled near the end. And man, he came on strong. I guess they were all saving there at the beginning a lot, but I didn't save until like the second stop or something like that. And then I started doing it very conservatively. It was only in 1 and 2, and I made it back up enough. But man, he came on strong there at the end, and I bobbled once in 3 and 4, and that was all she wrote.
Man, heartbreak. Ran such a good race tonight, but I mean, gotta feel good though. Kevin's been really putting in work this season too, so there's one heck of a battle between you two there at the end. What would you do different if you had this thing back a second time?
I'll bobble through 3 and 4. Trying to do my best on air blocking. That's basically what I was trying to do, was air blocking every bit of the air that he was getting, and that bobble in 3 and 4 that I could take that back. As soon as I did it, I knew it was gonna happen. I was like, damn it, there it goes. That was his shot, and he took full advantage of it. Good hats on him. He's been right outside of it, trying to win one of these, and he finally got it.
Oh man, you can see you being a good sport about it, dude. Like I said, look good out there. Obviously, you're everybody's pick for this championship at the end of the year, either you or Ed. Who all you want to thank for this one?
Thanks Haproon Designs, Realty Exclusives, Prone and Colitis Awareness, Men's Mental Health Awareness, Autism Speaks, Northland Leisure, Real Assist, and Quad Express. All of them that come on and do the show, help part of the show, that help put on the show. We're trying to get some more people. We're recruiting. If anybody's watching, come on, apply. We'll sign you on.
Oh, sounds good, man. I'll put some word out too with some people that I run with and see if I can't get somebody interested. But either way, you have yourself a good night, man. Keep the energy up. It's always fun interviewing you and fun watching you out there on the track. Have a good night, dude.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And with that, we'll try to see. Mr. Chapman's not ready, so we'll now talk to our race winner, Mr. Kevin Dick. And Kevin, I gotta say, you had by far one of the fastest trucks all night, and you were able to put it all together to capture the flag here at Texas. Walk us through tonight's racing action.
Seeing as we weren't going to get those stage cautions, I figured it was going to come down to a fuel race, as long as the thing went green, and then the thing did. And then it was just trying to plan out, what I needed to save to make sure that we could get to the end and not be left with 5 laps to run it out. So the first 2 runs I saved probably a little bit more than what I needed to, and I lost time to Kazi there. And then the third run, I'm sure he was saving just to try and get an extra lap out of it, and I just closed the gap back to him. And then when he pitted early, I wasn't sure if he screwed himself over, or if he knew I could make it, because when I came out and I started running hard after him, I maybe could have gone an extra lap, but I mean, it would have been really close. So chasing him down, I didn't know if he was even gonna make it to the end, but I think he might have been saving a bit. But once I got to him, I didn't know if I used my stuff up, because I had to close up the 2.5 second gap or so. I thought for sure I was just gonna ride there behind him, because once I got to his bumper, the handling sort of just went to shit. It wasn't very good. So I just stayed there, put the pressure to him, and he started to make just a couple mistakes and opened the top up, and I was able to just roll on by and bring it on home.
Well, before we let you go, Kevin, and talk to and celebrate this victory, anyone would like to give a shout out to?
Everyone in the league for all the great racing and a nice clean race tonight, and give a shout out to you guys in the booth.
Well, that, of course, is Kevin Dick, your race winner here tonight. Sheldon, I want to come to you right quick and give us some of your final thoughts of what you thought of the action here tonight.
Oh man, we got to see a little bit of everything aside from chaos, which is always fun when you got 128 laps on the board. New race winner too. Good seeing Kevin Dick get out there and get himself one, man. It's been a long time coming for him, and it's been a just absolute blast to call this and sit alongside you in the booth here, man. Taylor, we don't get to do this enough.
I know. It's been a way too long, and excited to be back up here in the booth. But don't worry, we got more racing action still to come for this week, and it all wraps up Friday night for the Ryko Performance Friday Night Top Split as we continue the fun with the Lady in Black. So, Sheldon, make sure to get your best suit on, your dancing shoes as well, and get ready to go out on a dance with her tomorrow night, because it's going to be exciting but yet feisty at the same time, because we know how Darlington likes to treat the drivers when they head over there.
Oh man, I've been working on my pickup lines in the mirror all week, and I think I got some good ones for tomorrow night with the Lady in Black. So wish me luck.
Oh.
Although I think the only thing I'm bringing home is Edstrom tomorrow night.
Oh no, you poor soul. Well, with that though, it has been a pleasure for all of us here at GridVision for the amazing camera works by, of course, Whiplash Cams and Andrew Cardinal, for our amazing producer Austin Derbyshire, and for Sheldon Atkins, my co-host, and myself, Taylor Burris. Thank you for tuning in to GridVision's coverage of the High Slide Racing Series from the virtual Texas Motor Speedway, and we'll see you next time on the grid.